All right, who's dancing? Come on, who's dancing? You want me to get it started? I'll get it started. Yeah, I'll do it. All right.
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
My name's Matt.
Yo, Matthew.
Hi, Vin. What are you up to?
You don't want to know.
Well, I figured before we got started, we could talk about last week's episode, the Bizarro Jerry, which was a lot of fun.
We just did that a week ago.
Well, despite, already covering it, two listeners wrote in with some great info that I wanted to bring up at the top here. First up comes from Blake Solomon, who actually just wrote this on Facebook today, so I'm glad we get to bring it up. He wanted to ask if anyone thought that Jillian Manhands was considered the Bizarro Elaine. She works at LL Bean instead of, J. Peterman.
Okay.
She has man hands, and she's nice and kind and caring for Jerry, blonde hair, dark hair. I don't know. We were wondering, is there a Bizarro Elaine? And she could fit the bill.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Is there anything else that he found to compare and contrast with?
Well, he also added that she doesn't push. She doesn't do get outs. She grabs.
See, now that I like. that I'm on board with.
Yeah, so anyways, I wanted to give Blake a shout out because I thought that was a pretty strong contender, especially since it's in the Bizarro Jerry episode.
So instead of get out, she says, come here.
But there was an incredible email from listener Clay in St. Paul, Minnesota. Pretty much, I think, the day after we posted the episode, and I couldn't wait to mention it to you. We were wondering in the episode what the origin of Gene was, the Bizarro George, right? We had Feldman, who went back to David Mendel's days at SNL, like Bob Saget called him Feldman accidentally, and Kevin's whatever. But Gene, why Gene? Is it the G in George? Do you have any theories, or have you found out anything the past week?
I kind of just glossed over it and went on with my day.
All right, well, it's someone's middle name, actually, who worked on the show.
Oh.
Mr. Larry Gene David.
Oh, you know what? Damn. I knew that his name was Gene.
Oh.
But it right over my head.
So you knew that at least. That was in there.
I did know. If you had asked me what his middle name was, I think I could have come up with Gene. But
wow, okay.
Clay, kudos to you for picking that up.
Yeah, man. I'm no offense to you, Vinny. I'm giving all the credit to Clay here.
I'm a moron. Clay is a genius, a delicate genius.
Right.
But what a nice way to pay thanks to Larry David by, giving somebody his middle name, kind of a little homage.
Yeah, especially since George came from Larry David and it's the Bizarro version. It all works out. So
yeah.
Pretty cool. That's it, though. But one more thing before we get started. I wanted to let our listeners know about some upcoming trivia events in New York City I'm going to host in June. There are dates and locations in our show notes if anyone is in the area and they want to come play some Seinfeld trivia. Had a great time hosting the other night, Vinny. I came up with 2 new questions, which usually I come up with more new questions, but these are ones that I've never asked before, and I thought they were kind of fun here. They're thinkers. Can you figure out the word that appears in most episode titles other than the word the? That doesn't count.
Oh, so a subject that somewhat recurs throughout the series run?
Right. And I'll give you an example. You got the soup and the soup Nazi.
Okay. Now, I know there's the... Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I was about to say spot because there's the handicap spot, but that's the parking space.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Good example there, too. Parking space, parking garage.
So parking.
Yeah, that's only 2. I'll give you a clue here, though. This word has appeared 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, which I think is the most.
Well, if I kind of work backwards and do some think like Matt would, you probably had come up with this after last week's episode or doing this week's episode.
No.
So there's the little Jerry and then the Bizarro Jerry.
Very
and then there's the little Jerry and the little Kicks. But is there another episode with little in it or Jerry?
You're almost there. You're on the green.
Okay. Damn. This is a good question. You're better with the episode names than I am.
Do you want me to tell you which one has a third title?
Yeah, sure. Break it to me.
So it's not little.
It's not little. So it's got to be Jerry?
That's correct.
Well, okay, hold on. Little Jerry, Bizarro Jerry. What other kind of Jerry is there?
Yeah, and I think this is the toughest out of the 3 Jerrys.
Relationship Jerry. Fusilli Jerry. Damn. You little so-and-so. That is an excellent question.
Yeah, so the answer would be Jerry for that question. But yeah,
how fitting.
I got a kick out of that one.
Jerry.
One last trivia question here, and this ties into this week's episode. So, what prop or device was involved both times George got arrested?
What prop or device was involved both times George got arrested? So let's think about when he got arrested. First, we can think here. He had a camcorder because he's a bootlegger. Mm-hmm. He tried to land, but they cheesed him. He also, well, it doesn't really count as an arrest, but he got quarantined or, brought in by mall security for public urination.
Oh, that's a good point, yeah.
And then now we're going to the finale. He got arrested for the camcorder in Latham, Massachusetts.
Right. So
okay.
Camcorder is the anticlimactic answer there, I guess.
But didn't he get arrested another time?
I don't think so.
Or am I thinking of? I'm so bummed that your trivia events always take place on Mondays or Tuesday because it's not a day that I'm usually in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, and a lot of people ask to see you who come to trivia because of the podcast, and I don't know. I think we'll get you up to New York one of these days, maybe for Festivus or something like that.
Something big.
Mm-hmm. But Vinny, let's get started with this week's episode. What do we got?
We got the 4th episode of season 8, The Little Kicks, written by Spike Feresten, directed by Andy Ackerman, and it originally aired October 10th, 1996.
Right on. Well, let's talk about, I think, something fun from this episode, a fake movie title. Well, 2, actually, but one fake movie title that really stands out. I put this up there with Chunnel or Sack Lunch, and that is Death Blow.
Death blow! When someone tries to blow you up, not because of who you are, but for different reasons altogether.
Sort of like I don't know, like movie phone. Doesn't it feel like Kramer is...
He kind of channels that, hello and welcome to movie phone voice.
I thought that was just Kramer sort of making it up on the spot, but there are a few shots of the movie theater lobby, and you see the Death Blow poster, and sure enough... that is the tagline. Like, it's written across the poster.
Nice.
So, yeah, it tracks.
Speaking of that poster, cast and crew tend to talk about, with the commentaries, what they took from the set when the series wrapped. Spike Feresten has that very poster in his house.
That tracks nicely from Dave Mendel saying he has the, what's his name? Dennis Franz,
oh, yes.
the big photo. Mm-hmm. That's in his bathroom. One thing I never knew about Death Blow, I thought it was like Death Wish, a title in that vein, like an action. But apparently Death Blow is a person, is a character.
His name is Death Blow?
Or his code name is. There's a moment when, in the movie theater, Kramer and Jerry, I think it's when they come back and they sit down from, having their talk. You hear someone on screen say, "So, Death Blow, we meet again." Mm-hmm. So...
And that's funny you say that because there is a blooper where Kramer has his hands cupped around his mouth and he goes, and he means to say, "Go get him, Death Blow." But what he says and goofs on the line, he goes, "Go get him, Death Boy." And Jerry has to go, death blow. Oh, go get a death blow. I didn't realize that.
I've got the clip from that blooper to play later. That's a great moment. But yeah, I think it's one of the best Seinfeld fake movie titles, right?
Yes, sir.
Death blow's a good one. Let's talk about the little kicks, though. The probably the most memorable part from this episode is when Elaine kicks her feet, and I don't know what is she doing with her thumbs? With
the thumbs, she's got them up like a thumbs up, and they're going back and forth, but they're turned inward.
Yes, it's very bizarre, very unique, and we have some great details on how Julia came up with that dance. But something that I think is fascinating, and it's a bit of a scoop. Jennifer Armstrong, who is a journalist and an author, she wrote a book called Seinfeldia, which we've talked about on the podcast before. In fact, we got to interview her last year, and she was very excited to tell me at the time that she spoke to writer Spike Fierstein and got a little scoop about who inspired the Little Kicks dance. If we go back, I don't know, 10, 12 years when the DVD commentary was recorded, Spike is on it, and he refuses to give the name. He says, it's an old boss of mine. I don't want to out him. It's a secret I'm going to take to the grave. In fact, I think it's either in the book or Jennifer told me that he was a little hesitant to tell her. He's like, I don't know if I should tell you. What the hell? Enough time has passed.
She got the first name.
And the last. It turns out Spike was working at SNL or was at some sort of SNL party. He saw creator and producer Lorne Michaels dance just like Elaine does in this episode.
Really?
Yes. It was Lorne Michaels whose like legs were like kicking out all like random weird directions.
Arms akimbo.
I don't know if the arms were Elaine or Julia's addition, but the kicks were definitely part of it. And Spike was at this party just looking at him, I don't know, confused, concerned.
I'm sure he uttered Sweet Fancy Moses.
Right.
Well, man, I'd like to, maybe we have to do some YouTubing and look for any footage of Lorne Michaels dancing now.
Yeah, it's...
I'm going to be flailing my legs out akimbo, people, so watch out.
But, figuring out what the dance was going to be was kind of tricky for Julia. She was at home practicing, rehearsing, and I think she narrowed it down to like 3 different, movements. And she had to like test it out for her mom and her husband, Brad Hall. She's like, all right, tell me which one is the stupidest. And whichever one they picked is the one that she wound up doing on the show.
Well, they picked a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to know what those other 2 movements were, what she was going to do to look silly and put herself out there.
I mean, it's such a unique flailing of the arms, and there's almost like no rhythm to it. You kind of have to just go in random directions.
Well, that's what she does talk about. When they shot it, they originally shot it to music, but it proved to be too difficult because she wanted to naturally go along with the beat. So they had to pull the music, and then she did it with silence, and it makes for a much better performance that she's out of sync with the music.
Absolutely. In fact, I'm glad you brought that up. I have audio of Julia talking about that.
I tried to look as spastic as possible while remaining confident in the face. I think that was the key, is to look as if I knew what I was doing here. There were 2 things about it that were hard. One was we first shot it with music, and that was a mistake and we had to cut the music out and then put it in post because I couldn't do that jerky movement with music playing because you want to sort of go with the beat of the music, so that got in the way of it. The other thing was it was actually sort of hard to do it because I knew it was an instance in which I had to kind of give in to making a fool of myself in order to get the joke. In other words, make myself so bad that I was being laughed at. So it was sort of humiliating in a real kind of a way. In my own life, people will come up to me and they'll say, oh, are you going to dance? Like if we're at a party, tell me if you're going to dance, I got to see it. And I'm not that bad a dancer. I'm not.
It's kind of cool to see, behind the scenes, that process of, someone who's just so good with physical comedy, like kind of work it out in her own head.
It's kind of, we always associate Michael with physical bits. He's in that corner, eyes closed, kind of working it over and going through the process. But Julia did something similar. And this is probably the most associated physical bit, I think, with her character, one would say.
Oh, yeah, that's a good question.
And every time it comes up, whether it's commentary or interviews, she always makes a point at saying that it was either embarrassing or humiliating in some fashion. And it's amazing that you have this professional A-list actress, worth millions, adored, and yet still during her job, they will ask her to do something that will still make her feel a little bit, shy to do or just a little embarrassed. It's kind of neat.
Oh, and kind of interesting to note that the dance does come back on Seinfeld. It's not just this episode.
When she is using the slicer, right? Kramer's slicer.
She's not using it, but it's in that episode when the cat is meowing next door and she turns on the radio.
On some fog hat.
Yeah, some slow ride, and starts dancing while she's folding her laundry.
And hey, this dance was so popular, it kind of caught fire. It's even spawned a dance-off, an Elaine dance competition every year at the Brooklyn Cyclones Stadium.
That's right. I'm sure
our friend Jamie has won it at least twice.
Yeah, listener of the show, Jamie, has done an incredible job, really, because it's not easy to pull off. You think you got it?
She's exceptional she kicks forward, I think, with her right leg. The right thumb goes outward, and she flings her head back. I think those are the three facets to what makes her such a good Elaine dancer. And
something I noticed in those competitions is people tend to flail too much, jerk their head back too far or too fast, and that's not it. You know what I mean? There's something about Julia and Jamie, for that matter, have a very controlled kind of dance. It's very tricky to pull off. But Vinny, should we get started with the episode?
Oh, please.
Right on. Well, first scene here, we're on the street. Kramer is warning Jerry about the dangers of walking near the edge of the sidewalk. A cab hops the curb. Wham! What is it? You had your last egg sandwich?
As a fellow egg sandwich eater, love that line.
And what does Jerry warn Kramer about?
Oh, air conditioners.
Where do you fall on this? You want to get hit in the head or hit in the hip?
Oh, I'd rather, if it's hip, if I'm definitely going to get in the hip, give me the hip. I want to keep what's up here.
Right. I don't see what the logic is of getting hit in the head would be. But Kramer, of course, would rather take it on the head like he did in 79.
You were living in the village then, right?
I don't really remember.
I got two comments on that.
We'll go for it.
We've already touched on the glasses episode where Kramer actually took out a dog with an air conditioner. So he should know better.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Commando 8. I got the dog. And Kramer also took one in the head in 92 in the pitch ticket, the kick from Joe Davola.
Oh, yeah.
And then he similarly has mentioned that he lived downtown in the 70s. Who was his roommate?
John Grossbard.
He owed him $210. 210?
240.
Damn.
I only know that because it's in front of me right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so he lived on 3rd and 18th, which is on the east side. I always thought when Jerry says you were in the village, that means Greenwich Village, but
that's what I would think.
Which is on the west side, but I don't know.
Being a non-New Yorker.
He's all over the place.
He could have moved around. Yeah, he's Kramer.
But it's around that time of John Grossbard skipping out on his share of the rent. Something I noticed about the street scene here, which we've seen for many seasons now, but the storefronts they walk by, you got a Chinese restaurant, then you've got...
You got to get a little more specific.
Oh, what's that?
Madam Chang's Chinese restaurant.
I'm so sorry. You got Madam Chang's Chinese restaurant, but in general, Chinese restaurant.
Yeah,
you got a frozen yogurt store, a stationer's, and a liquor store. And maybe the liquor store isn't as memorable, but I'm thinking of the dinner party. When George has the Gore-Tex jacket. But I want to see the whole street set because I wonder if. Well, it wasn't that specific restaurant or store. Every business there ties into an episode. Either there was an episode about it or...
Yeah, you got Melody Stationers, the stationery store guy, the Rolodex 1000, and then you have non-fat yogurt.
Now, it's not the same business from those episodes, but I don't know, it's kind of cool to think every storefront somehow ties into a major plot point.
Love that.
Yeah. Anyways. One last thing, actually. Last week we were talking about the conversation George and Jerry were having. Would you rather be, like, if you're abducted by aliens, be in their zoo or their circus? It was kind of a would you rather. And this week is also a would you rather, air conditioner on the head or cab in the hip.
You're right.
I just thought that was interesting because I think it was in the Soulmate, we found the nail-biting prison conversation to be kind of similar to stand-up. Like you could almost hear Jerry turn that into stand-up, whereas this week and last week's, I feel like they couldn't like move into stand-up as well. It's more one of those Seinfeld would you rather conversations.
And I think it becomes so much of a running gag, these scenarios that I forget which episode it starts, but they're at a urinal. Or no, not a urinal. It starts off where Jerry sighs, and it's like, okay, you got to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that
he's exhausted.
Cumbersome from having to come up with these cold opens every week.
Right. That's a good call.
Thank you.
All right, first scene of the episode, we're at Monk's. Elaine is showing Jerry her painted nails. What color did she go with?
Toxic waste green.
Do you think she went to Ruby Nails?
No way. She's probably banned from there.
Well, George arrives as Elaine explains that she's throwing a big Peterman bash for her staff.
Party?
Yeah.
Food?
Mm-hmm.
Bar?
Yep.
George? Ah.
Yes, Elaine doesn't want George to come and interfere, but, how could he really interfere?
Isn't that what Jack Ruby said?
Got me wondering, is this maybe the last Kennedy joke?
Can't be. No way.
So many jokes in the first, I don't know, the Larry David years, but I just can't think of any like Kennedy subplot really or joke.
Most recently we had the golf clubs.
JFK Jr., the JFK parody, in The Boyfriend.
I can't say it.
Ich bin ein sucker.
Yeah. How is Sergeant Shriver? Is he still with them?
Well, regardless, I thought it was interesting, this mention of Jack Ruby, because in Oliver Stone's JFK, which, they parody in The Boyfriend, Brian Doyle Murray plays Jack Ruby.
Oh, you don't say.
Right.
So, father of the Bubble Boy, Mel Sanger.
Exactly.
I love you, who?
Anything else from this scene?
It seems that Elaine has kind of taken to her role and settled in as the head of the Peterman Company.
Yeah, definitely. You don't see it yet, but there's like a disconnect between, she was once their equals, but now that she's the boss, it's a totally different relationship. It's almost like she can't relate to her employees and they don't trust her or... Yep.
And then couple that with they're going to see her dance and they're going to lose whatever respect they had for her is going to be out the window.
Right. And she's actually hurting right now after the whole Urban Sombrero fiasco.
That's true. You would think she would want to tread lightly.
Mm-hmm. Well, she doesn't know, right? She doesn't know she's a horrible dancer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, moving on to the Peterman Bash. George, of course, is there, and he's loading up on some quesadillas. I think he cleans off a server's tray, right?
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, she's been ignoring this section all night. And he notices a woman at the bar, and he offers her a quesadilla, waving it in her face. Not really off to a good start, but they introduce themselves. Her name is Anna. She doesn't remember George from the office. Is he in the mailroom?
Zing.
Yeah. Did that make you think of another episode by any chance?
Eddie Sherman.
Right. So apparently they look down on the mailroom because you got people like Eddie Sherman.
With all the losers? Yeah.
Well, George tries bragging, no, I'm actually a friend of Elaine Bennis. And Anna just takes her drink and excuses herself.
And I don't know if we pointed out, when George offered her the quesadilla, he did this nice subtle move of he wiped his hands off first on his lapel of his jacket before offering his hand to her.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool little move.
Oh, so just like instead of using a napkin, he's like, whatever.
Exactly, yeah. We can class it up.
So at one of the tables, before I get there, I watched The Summer of George recently.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to apologize because in the foundation, we met this character Dugan, one of Elaine's coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
And in the episode The Summer of George, Molly Shannon's character Sam refers to him as Dugan.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh, I say. And you said he was Dugan. I said, no, it's Dugan. So I think just based on that, we should call him Dugan.
Okay.
So apologies there, Vinny. I've just never heard the name Dugan.
You're forgiven.
Okay.
Yeah, I know of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the wrestler. And do you know of any other Duggans?
I went to high school with a guy named Dugan, but Dugan is just the one that's...
Dugan.
Doesn't sound...
Dugan Hauser, MD? I don't know. Okay, he's Dugan.
All right, so at one of the tables, Dugan clinks his champagne glass and says Elaine should lead them in a toast.
Here's to those who wish us well, and those who don't can go to hell. They're laughing.
Yeah, having a good time. Apparently, that's from Spike Fiersten's
his
family,
nana. Right? Yeah, his grandmother used to say those toasts at Thanksgiving.
And those are great. I like those. So everyone laughs. They're having a good time, and that's when the music starts.
Ding, 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 ding.
Of course, Shining Star by Earth, Wind, and Fire. Every time I hear this song, I think of this scene, right?
I think of this scene, or I think of the mirror image scene that we'll see later with Peterman throwing a bash.
Oh yeah, at when he comes back, it's pretty much the exact same scenario. What was the? There's another song. I asked that at trivia. Like, what's the song Elaine dances to poorly? And people either wrote "Shining Star" or like "She's a Brick House."
Oh, okay.
Is that ever in Seinfeld?
Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not certain.
All right. I wondered maybe if Peterman was dancing to that song because I don't know if they sound similar, but I feel like you could put that song in the scene and it would still work.
Agreed.
But so no one's dancing. Elaine's like, all right, what the hell? I'll get it started.
You want me to get it going? Okay.
And she does the kicks, the thumbs. Everyone is just standing there in silence, looking at each other, confused, embarrassed, concerned. And all George can say mid-bite,
"Sweet fancy Moses."
That's an interesting term, yeah.
We are introduced to Anna, this co-worker of Elaine's, played by Rebecca McFarlane. She was a regular in 2.5 Men. She was in 8 episodes, and then various TV shows she's been in, but notable appearances in Grey's Anatomy and Friday Night Lights.
Oh, very cool.
I don't know if you were going to touch on this at some point today, but there's a commentary track on this episode with Julia, Jason, and Spike, writer of the episode. And Jason Alexander asks Spike, you are the writer for this episode. How much of what the draft you put in, how much of that stays in, and then how much is collaborative with the whole room of writers? And Spike he said, you're lucky if you get 50% of your original draft to stay in there. And usually after the first act is where most of the changes come in. So it's interesting we learn that Sweet Fancy Moses is a Jeff Schaffer line that he contributed to a Spike Fiersten script.
Yeah, very interesting. And I'm sure most writers are used to that, right? Like, you can't take it personally or try to protect everything. You're probably going to fight for some jokes or some...
It's your baby. You gotta be protective of your baby. But I think Jerry and Larry, for that matter, stressed very early on that funny is king. Like, that's what's most important, is churning out the funniest episode possible. So I guess they had to learn that quickly, that you got to let go of your baby.
Next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment, and Kramer stops by to see if he got some movie tickets.
Who needs to?
Oh, Mamacita. These are 2 tickets to an advanced screening of Death Blow, which we talked about at the top. I love the energy in this scene. It didn't go down this way, but I kind of felt this way when we saw Star Wars or, I don't know, The Dark Knight, or, you know what I mean? Just our excitement for one of these big movies. I
would say Force Awakens, I definitely had this feeling of, waiting in line, and we had this energy. The Mamacita was with us
that day. Well, Kramer wonders if Jerry can get an extra ticket for his friend Brody, but the ones Jerry has were really hard to get. And Kramer's like, oh, you can do it. You know, consider it a personal favor as he's like eating the ice cream. This took me back to the 90s, actually. Do you remember Healthy Choice ice cream?
I do.
Yeah.
Feh.
It's like low fat or sugar free.
Wasn't the best.
No.
It's up there with the snack wells. Now, did you notice what Kramer says to George as George enters?
He's like, yeah, he's in here, boy.
Yeah, he's right in there, boy. I never picked up on that before, but just a boy just caught me this week. It tickled me.
Oh, man.
Hey, how was the party?
Food was good.
Yeah, so I didn't miss anything?
Well, actually, you did miss one little nugget of entertainment. Have you ever seen Elaine dance?
Elaine dance?
It's more like a full-body dry heave set to music.
Did she do the little kicks and the thumbs?
What, you mean you know about this?
For some time. It was about 5 years ago. I never knew what to say to her about it. It was one of those problems I hope would just go away.
Well, sometimes you can't help these people till they hit rock bottom.
And by then you've lost interest.
Hey, you gotta take a ride with me later. I borrowed my father's car, 68 GTO.
What made him get that thing?
Well, during that period when my folks were separated, he went a little crazy.
Not a very long trip.
Brody's in.
I don't even have the extra ticket yet.
Well, you better get on the horn.
So we get a cool flashback of not only Elaine dancing, but circa, 91, 92?
The glory days of Seinfeld. You got Jerry in his classic outfit, the blue, like denim-ish shirt, black pants, white shoes. Mm-hmm. And then you have Elaine in her flower print dress, wearing her most likely Botticelli's, but she's got that classic high wall of hairdo. And man, I felt like I was transplanted back to 91. It was really cool.
It's crazy how she still has the look. Like,
but it felt updated, but still in the past.
I don't know. Maybe it's the low resolution I was watching the episode on, but
that could have been it too.
I don't know. To me, I'm like, holy cow! Like they never needed to change Elaine's like outfits and her hair. Like if they kept the wall and the Botticelli's and everything, I think it totally would have worked.
Yep.
Even in the late 90s, but
I love the wall of hair, as you know.
Yeah,
so.
But like you said, the golden age, or the glory days of Seinfeld, it's just so good, man. And Jerry looks so weird in his shirt, like
it doesn't fit him well, and it's like too baggy, and that button is in no man's land.
The second button it makes or breaks the shirt. I think it's breaking the shirt here.
Definitely breaking. But there is a look of horror on Jerry's face, which is priceless.
Yes. Oh, the best is the musician. He just stops playing and like lowers the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Elaine looks like she needs help. Like if this were happening in real life and I looked over and there's someone dancing like Elaine, I would want to leave the scene as quickly as possible because you don't know what's going to happen next.
Yeah. Now, George makes a comment about he borrowed his father's 68 GTO. The last time we knew of Frank Costanza car was it the handicap spot where it got a little crumpled? Do we know what the make of that car was?
Ooh. That's a tough one.
Yeah. Because George mentions when they went through the separation, his dad went a little nuts and bought this muscle car.
Right, which I always thought this comes back in a later episode. It's really only for this to create that bad boy image, but
yeah,
it is a good trivia question. That's for sure. Yeah, I don't know the Costanza car history really, other than the one that gets totaled.
Okay.
I don't know if you mentioned this earlier, but we should address the best way of summing up Elaine's dance: a full body dry heave set to music.
Yes.
Perfect. Right there.
Great description. And one of the best lines that Jerry contributed in this episode, George says, you can't help these people till they hit rock bottom. Mm-hmm. And then by then, you've lost interest.
Yeah. All right, next scene, we're at Elaine's office. And, it's funny. It's not Elaine's old office. We mentioned this in the foundation. It's Peterman's office, really. Mm-hmm. She's sitting behind the desk, running the show, pretty much. But she's on the phone with Jerry, and she's feeling like the staff has completely lost respect for her since the party. And while her back is turned to the door, you can see like Dugan and a coworker mock her with the little kickstands.
Dugan's got some moves. He's a good little kicker.
And of course, Elaine doesn't notice it. Jerry says that George had a great time at the party, and she's like, I knew it. This is all his fault.
He's like a virus. He attaches himself to a healthy host company, and the next thing you know, the entire staff is infected.
This is a new concept for George, but I like it. Got me wondering if Elaine knows this is all her fault, but she just doesn't want to admit it. Mm-hmm. So she's just looking for anything. Like, I knew this was George's fault.
Yeah, it has to be. George is somehow wrapped up in this.
And when Jerry disagrees, Elaine's like, fine, you tell me the real reason why my staff doesn't respect me.
There's my call waiting. I gotta get going.
I gotta try that next time I call you on the phone.
Yeah. It's pretty good.
So Anna stops by Elaine's office.
You have a minute to approve some copy?
Oh, yeah, sure. So did you have a good time at the party last night?
It was a real kick.
Hey, did you happen to speak to my friend George?
As a matter of fact, I did.
Aha. Well, listen, you would be wise to keep your distance from him.
Why? He seems harmless.
Oh, he's not. He's very harmful.
Really?
Oh, trust me. He's a bad seed. He's a horrible seed. He's one of the worst seeds I've ever seen.
And you two were friends?
Yeah, we're good friends.
I wanted to play the clip mainly for that last line there.
How sincere she is with, oh yeah, we're good friends. And she's quite proud to be George's friend, but yet she bashed him just moments earlier.
Love that. Yeah, some great performances this week from all four characters, really. Let's cut over to Monk's. George and Jerry are having lunch. Turns out Anna called George out of the blue, despite being rebuffed with extreme prejudice. She told George that Elaine called him one of the worst seeds, and Jerry realizes something. Anna wasn't interested until this stern warning. Elaine's made George the bad boy, and Anna digs the bad boy. And, what a thrill for George, right? He's never been the bad boy.
He's been the bad employee, the bad son, the bad friend.
Yes.
The bad fiance, the bad dinner guest, the bad credit risk.
Okay, the point is made.
The bad date, the bad sport, the bad citizen.
All right.
Hey, the bad tipper.
That's
superb.
Some great dialogue there, man, that back and forth. And I keep talking about trivia every scene here, sorry, but that would be an epic trivia question.
Oh my God. There's 9 of them? No, 10.
Oh yeah, 10. So employee, son, friend,
fiance, dinner guest, credit risk,
date, sport, citizen,
tipper.
And tipper. That's epic.
Start memorizing, people.
Mm-hmm.
I think I've mentioned this in the past, but it's something that always kind of just like stands out to me. But how quickly Jerry was able to figure out Anna's MO. George just put it out there. Suddenly a call. Anna likes the bad boy. Like it's that TV show revelation where, the characters have 22 minutes to get the story from A to B to C, but how quickly Jerry is able to put things together.
Right. Yes. All right. Let's cut over to a movie theater here. A movie theater that no longer exists. It's called the Guild Theater. It was on 50th Street, I think near right across the street from NBC, from Rockefeller. But we're at a special sneak preview of Death Blow, and Jerry and Kramer have found their seats, and we're going to actually combine this clip with the next scene, so hang in there.
Boy, half the show business is here.
Oh, there's Brody.
Brody, over here.
Hey, Kramer.
Yeah.
And you must be Jerry. Thanks for the ticket.
It's quite a feedback you're working on there.
It's for all of us. Is there a problem?
Yeah, Brody, come on, he's just kidding. He's a joke maker. Tell him, Jack.
I'm a joke maker.
All right, here we go. Death blow.
What the hell is he doing?
Relax, he does that all the time.
Guess what?
He's making a copy of the movie for sale on the street.
May I see you outside for a moment, please?
Come on, I want to watch.
Outside! Come on! You bootlegging the movie.
It's a perfectly legitimate business.
It's not legitimate.
It's a business.
Where did you meet this guy?
He's a friend of a friend. You know Corky Ramirez up on 94th Street? One day he and I are playing pachinko.
Kramer!
Man, we're missing the death blow.
I don't believe it.
That is a fabulous line.
There's something about the zany physical comedy of Kramer and Jerry just like sprinting back to the theater that
Outside, yeah.
Oh, I love that. Like, we're missing the death flow, and then they like run off. It's just so good.
Also, we can add Michael. We don't know. We assume it was unintentional, but he could be purposefully doing it for comedic effect, but mispronouncing words or putting the wrong emphasis on a syllable, but pronouncing Corky Ramirez as Corky Ramirez.
Yet another friend of Kramer's. Corky Ramirez.
But we finally do see this Brody character. He seems like a stand-up guy, big feedback, gun. But Nick Gentoli plays Brody, and he was among one of the prison gang members in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, really?
Which is pretty cool. If you look at the production stills, he is one of the main guys. His character's name is Jigger. I couldn't get over. I was like, that's him. That's the friend. He was also in Child's Play, Waterworld, but I do like this guy this week.
Yeah, he's a unintentionally funny, because he is sort of that threat this week, very violent, scary individual, but
he is excellent at playing a goon.
And Julia made a great observation on the commentary that in a later scene, she's like, oh, he kind of has like a Dennis Leary thing going on.
He really does.
Which definitely works.
What are you, some sort of deaf guy?
Right. He has no sense of humor whatsoever. Jerry's just trying to make a joke. It's for all of us. Is there a problem?
and this guy is
he's a joke maker. Tell him, Jerry.
I'm a joke maker. Brody is a avid bootlegger, one might say, but yet he still eats candy with the plastic bag while he's filming. Like it's not going to be the best quality.
I was always confused by that feed bag he's got there because it's really long, like something you'd put like in like kettle corn in or something.
Yeah,
at a fair, and it's like filled with hard candy, and like I don't know if there's popcorn in there too. Or...
It's a mixed match of all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, he's great. Big fan of his. You mentioned the name Corky Ramirez, formerly Ramirez. Apparently, that name came from Spike's time working on Late Show with David Letterman. Corky Ramirez was the stage manager.
Oh.
And I think he wrote it as Ramirez, but yeah, Michael was the one to... Sometimes I wonder if Michael does that on purpose or if, like Jerry Stiller, he kind of just messes up and he rolls with it.
I believe and hope it's the latter, that he's just gifted at mispronouncing. Other words that he's said in the past, we picked up on cafe latte, California instead of California, or movie theater. To name a few.
For sure.
The other Ramirez that always, when I hear that name, I think of The Dark Knight. It was Ramirez.
How's Eric Roberts as the mobster?
Oh, unforgettable.
Nice. One last thing here. I think it's when they're either in the theater where it's like, oh, Death Blow, here we go. The music that starts playing, it's the same music when they're watching Chunnel, I believe.
Okay.
And I can't sell it here with my voice, but it's like
Boing, boing.
it's not the Home Alone
Okay.
score. But it's just
funny.
like it's like your typical like, action cue.
It's funny you mention that because I will contend later on that the brief footage we see from the bootleg of Cry Cry Again, the music in that is recycled from Rochelle.
Absolutely.
Oh, Rochelle.
All right, let's cut over to Elaine's office briefly here. She runs into Dugan in the hall and finds out that Anna has just left to meet George in Central Park.
Don't you see? George is in the bloodstream. You stay away from him, too.
And we cut over to this the great Central Park set they get a lot of use out of in these later seasons. George has parked his father's 68 GTO on the grass, and he's leaning against it, like the bad boy he is. And what's he wearing? It's
a Yankees Letterman jacket. You got the navy body with the Yankee logo and then the white sleeves. Very hip.
Yeah, the white T-shirt tucked into the jeans.
Oh, he's got his jeans, the cuffs at the legs rolled up, so he looks like a greaser.
No, I'm not supposed to be talking to you.
No one's putting a gun to your head. Do I scare you?
No. A little. Nice car.
Yeah. She's a sweet ride.
Is that your orthopedic back pillow?
Maybe.
Well, is it or isn't it?
Guess not.
Stay away from her.
I didn't do nothing.
Get in the car. You heard me, young lady. Get in the car. And you should know better. I don't want you infecting my staff.
Lighten up.
It's funny how George is trying to have this bad boy image, how he's trying to present it to Anna. But when she pressures him or questions him about the orthopedic back pillow, the facade quickly crumbles. Guess not.
That happens again later, too. Also, the line, "Do I scare you?" kind of has like a Wayne's World connection there. Do I frighten you?
No.
Do you want me to? I love whenever Elaine gets to act either like the femme fatale with, go make me a drink, or here she's the, overprotective parent or teacher.
Yes.
It's so funny.
You heard me, young lady. Get in the car.
Hey, I didn't do nothing. And as we close out there, some great shots. God, they had so much fun this episode, I feel, of George just like pointing his finger at Anna, like, pow.
And he's really chomping down on that gum.
You're right. No cigarettes for George.
They got a hold on it.
And who came up with the idea? I love this, of Anna sticking her head, like she's trying to look at him out the window, and then she just sticks her whole head out.
She's the naive girl. It's like it's right out of the 60s or 50s. The naive girl, wanting that bad boy, that rebel.
It's not Rebel Without a Cause, but that's sort of like the go-to movie for some reason. You mentioned Greaser, which is probably more accurate. But let's cut back to the Guild Theater here. The three guys are watching Death Blow. Brody is still filming the movie, and he starts moaning in pain. He's got a stomach ache. There it goes again. He's got a stomach ache from eating the entire bag of candy. He needs Kramer to drive him home, and he hands Jerry the video camera to take over shooting, but Jerry refuses despite, Kramer pleading. The man's in pain.
Maybe if he didn't lick his fingers before reaching into the bag, we could have eaten some. Serves him right. Jerry getting juvenile at this point.
Yeah. And we shift gears here as Brody asks Jerry, what are you, some sort of tough guy? And he opens his jacket to reveal that he's carrying a gun.
Okay, let's everybody just relax. Jerry, take the camera.
In the past, whenever we read a certain quote or line, one of us will say, "You always quote this line," or "You love this line." Did I ever tell you how much I love that Kramer line?
Let's everybody just relax?
Yeah, like
no, you didn't.
It's not really for laughs. And I know I say I love this every episode, but trust
love
me on
everything.
this. There's something about Michael's delivery of, okay, let's everybody just relax. That
I'm really uncomfortable. I know, like, this is a dangerous situation. There is a gun present. It's
the tone in Michael's voice. It's the fact that Kramer, we don't really see him this tense, and I find that very funny for some reason.
True. Yeah, he is aware of the serious consequences in this current scenario they're in.
Mm-hmm. I actually find it interesting that Kramer is so forgiving and understanding of Brody and his violent, quick temper.
Yeah.
Even just bringing him to the movie in general. Like, it's almost like if Brody heard that Kramer is going to the screening, he's like, well, you're going to get me a ticket, right? Like, you can imagine how that scene went down. Almost like, Kramer is terrified of Brody, but for some reason he's not, like, letting Jerry know he is.
Oh, I would think that Kramer is just a friend to all walks of life, whether it be the soup Nazi or, he's accepting of all walks of people, all types of people. So I think he just, out of the goodness of his heart, maybe he's trying to help rehabilitate Brody and to be a nonviolent guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
versus
I think there's something to it.
Brody, like, threatening him, you better get me a ticket.
Well, I don't know, because later in the episode, Kramer kind of comes clean. He's like, he's insane.
Oh, that's true. I think he does have maybe it's the first time he was held at gunpoint by his friend.
I guess the question is, like, is Kramer aware, even with this, threat with a gun, that Brody is insane, or does he not put it together until later?
Well, because I think in the next scene, doesn't Kramer say something like, "Oh, he's quite a character"? Yeah. He doesn't realize the severity of the situation until later.
Or once again that he's in denial, like
he's the whiz, and nobody beats him.
Okay, everybody just relax.
Mm-hmm.
So Jerry cooperates, and he takes the camera while Kramer and Brody head out, and he just slides down in his seat while filming.
Oh man!
And here I thought we could play the blooper that you mentioned earlier. So the scene starts with Kramer going, "Go get him, death blow." And Michael screws up. He's read the script, but he keeps screwing up the line. So here's a clip.
Go get him, death boy.
Yeah, action.
Go get him, death boy.
Death blow.
He does it twice.
Yeah, if you try and say the correct line, you can't do it because you want to say death boy.
Death blow. Oh, God. Good stuff.
Do you think it feels at all out of place that that Jerry is getting threatened by a gun? Does that work, or does it feel like, wow, this is out of the ordinary for a Seinfeld episode?
I'm glad you brought that up. It's weird, first of all, for there to be like the threat of violence, like especially like on this scale, but it reminded me of early Seinfeld. Like when
you're talking
Jerry,
the cable boy?
Yeah, Jerry gets gunned down. It was a drop storyline or a drop script, but the whole bet thing with Elaine buying a gun to protect herself. I don't know. I just feel like guns were used a lot for comedic purposes in those early episodes. And in these later, brighter episodes, it does feel a bit odd and out of place, actually. But it works. I mean, I don't dislike it.
I actually don't find it out of place. I just, I'm like, man, I see a gun in a holster in a Seinfeld episode, and he's threatening our hero. It's you wouldn't see that in season 4, but you're going to see it.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh, wait,
the limo, they got held up. That was season 3.
That's true. Okay.
I feel like violence. Am I wrong here? Is there something in season 8 and 9 where there's gun violence, or at least the threat?
There's cockfighting.
There's a bomb threat.
Well, and then there's the threat of violence with the Van Buren boys.
Yeah. But gun violence specifically, I don't know. I think it packs a punch here more than it normally would, just because these episodes are so bright and goofy. But yeah, interesting question for sure. All right, act break. Next scene, next morning actually. Kramer stops by Jerry's apartment.
So how was the rest of death blow?
How was the rest of death blow?
Yeah, who got the final death blow? Because I thought that Hawaiian guy, he had it coming to him, huh?
Kramer, you make me get a ticket for this friend of yours, and then the guy forces me to bootleg a movie at gunpoint?
He's quite a character, isn't he?
You know, he came by here last night, 3 o'clock in the morning, to pick up the tape. I was scared out of my mind.
Yep.
Brody.
Yeah, come on up. It's Brody. He's...
What? Are you crazy? I don't want to see this guy again.
Jerry, you did him a favor. He probably wants to come up and thank you.
What if I didn't do it right?
Well, it's your first time. He'll understand.
People with guns don't understand. That's why they get guns. Too many misunderstandings.
Hey, Brody.
Hi.
Jerry, I have to talk to you about the tape.
Yeah.
I've never seen such beautiful work.
What?
You're a genius. The zoom-ins, the framing. I was enchanted.
Well, to the best I could.
I got another project for you. Here, go ahead. It's a movie called Cry Cry Again. I was going to give it to one of my other guys, but it's an arty movie, and quite frankly, they don't have the sensibility. May I use your phone?
Yeah. It's under the couch. Oh, look at you. You got another gig, huh?
I don't want another gig. I'm not doing this.
But you have a gift. Look, Jerry, this is not your little comedy act. We're talking feature films here.
We're talking federal crime here.
I'll expect that tape by 3 o'clock tomorrow. May I borrow this, please?
Yeah, sure. Well, you need a glove?
Nah.
Kind of a long scene there, but I thought it was worth playing.
Absolutely.
From, I love those moments where, Kramer is just on a completely different page than Jerry. Like, come on up. Yeah, it's Brody. Are you crazy?
I don't want him in my house. One of the best lines in that clip we just heard, people with guns don't understand. That's why they get guns. Too many misunderstandings.
That definitely feels like a Jerry Seinfeld line for sure.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But see how the way he's kind of defending Brody and what does he say here? He's quite a character, isn't he? And it's your first time. He'll understand. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he hasn't figured out how vicious this guy is yet.
Well, it's like a weird thing to argue because I'm like, I have no evidence of this. This is just what I choose to believe.
Sure.
It's like, it's such a stupid.
But you're entitled, though. That's how we do it on this show.
Kramer has so many just killer lines in this episode, from like, we're missing the death blow to go get him, death boy, to who got the final death blow? Because that Hawaiian guy, I thought he had it coming. Like, who's the Hawaiian guy?
Yeah. Who got the final death blow? So we talked earlier about Deathblood being an actual character, which makes a lot of sense. But then Kramer's referring to it as like a verb or, an action.
Right. It's almost like in the script, or from the actor's point of view, it was a Death Wish sort of movie title. But in post, when they, recorded the dialogue for the movie, I guess they're like, hey, let's make Deathblow a person. Because how do you work Deathblow into like a line of dialogue if it's not a person's name?
Well, there's Deathstroke.
But that's a person, though. Like, if Deathblow were...
Who got the final Deathstroke?
Okay.
That's perverse.
Oh, hey, Brody has moved on from guns to bats.
You need a glove? Nah.
I think this is the scene where Julia mentioned how much he has a Dennis Leary vibe.
Yeah. I do love it. They're setting this up, this whole like Jerry being this brilliant movie mind, this director.
The zoom-ins, the framings. I was enchanted.
And I was going to give it to one of my other guys, but it's an arty movie, and quite frankly, they don't have the sensibility.
So we get another movie title here, which we didn't really talk about earlier. Cry, Cry Again.
Nice.
Another great movie title. And, for some reason, these two titles feel like they could be real movies.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean? I don't know.
Cry, Cry Again. Like a Woody Allen feature?
I don't know. I just got, like, anytime they repeat the name in a movie, like, I don't know, like Never Say Never or Hush Hush, Sweet Charlotte. I don't know. Just that Cry, Cry makes me think of, like, a real movie title.
There's a romantic comedy that I like with Matthew Modine called Bye Bye Love.
Oh, yeah.
Paul Reiser.
Oh, yeah. Did we watch that in college?
I probably tried to make you watch it, and you probably tore it to shreds.
Okay. Yeah, I think the way we we had a lot of similar interests with Seinfeld and movies like Clue and Wayne's World, but you were definitely more of like a brighter, more like
popcorn features,
but like comedies, romantic comedies, and I was into the more like dark.
You want to watch Mulholland Drive and Full Metal Jacket and The Shining.
Yeah, I like the darker stuff for sure.
We're like Larry and Jerry. Jerry has a lightness to him. Larry has a darkness.
In that relationship, you for sure are the Jerry.
But I don't want to be Jerry.
We just don't have nearly the amount of talent as those two guys.
True.
All right, let's cut over to Elaine's office. Similar scene to the Foundation when, Peterman has his mental break. Elaine's staff is sitting around the desk pitching copy for the catalog. And Dugan has the honors, getting a lot of chuckles from his coworkers.
I pressed through the rushes, and there the native dancers whirled before me, limbs flailing, arms akimbo, feet kicking up dust.
What is so funny? Elaine still doesn't get it when Anna arrives late wearing George's New York Yankees jacket from earlier. And when Elaine calls her out on it, Anna claims, "Oh, it's mine."
Well, really, it looks a little big for you. It looks like something a short, stocky, slow-witted, bald man might wear.
He's not stocky. So Anna's pretty much admitting he's all the other things, though. Was there a word in there that you feel like is added to the George character?
Slow-witted?
Yeah, like in the past, George has always been like, I think of the Fix-Up, right? Like he's short. He's stocky.
Powerful. He's been referred to as powerful. And then George,
he's
of
bald.
his own. He's bald. George has also described himself as short, stocky, charming, funny man. Mm-hmm. Or is that what it was?
In which episode?
Marissa Tomei.
Oh, right. Yeah, I know. When he's describing like what she's into, like, I'm that type.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I noticed she threw stocky in there. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. But slow-witted, man. It's like, I don't know. I always think about Jason in that regard whenever it's like, all right, you make fun of him because he's bald. He's gaining some weight. He's short.
What else can we pick on?
Like, or I don't know. Maybe Jason doesn't take the slow-witted as personally. But,
probably not.
Yeah.
Now, it sounded like Dugan was pitching another item for the J. Peterman catalog, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But we didn't get to hear. I was hoping he would have said this is a knapsack or, something.
I keep thinking of no washcloth. And at the end there, a great moment to really sell the teacher-student relationship. A paper airplane like hits Elaine in the head.
Who did that? Who did that?
That plane ran right in your head.
Oh, there you go.
Like, couldn't avoid it. All right, let's cut over to the Art Greenwich Theater, which is another theater that closed. It was like on 13th and Greenwich Street.
It's kind of sad all these marquees that were once in the show are now closed.
Yeah, but this one I thought was interesting because you got Cry Cry Again on the marquee, and next to it is Extreme Measures.
Okay.
Do you remember that movie from 96?
I don't.
Hugh Grant and Gene Hackman.
I was going to say Gene Hackman. That's weird. Okay, maybe I it's in there somewhere.
This time, you got Kramer sitting in the audience. He's the one bootlegging with his popcorn and the video camera in clear view for everyone to see. He's doing like a running commentary, just laughing hysterically. The guy next to him is very annoyed.
The French guy fell off his bike. Oh, man, it's priceless. Kramer not only points the camera directly at the movie patron to his right, he also points it down at the popcorn that he's consuming, which means all of this, including commentary, will be on this particular bootleg of Cry Cry Again.
He's looking through the viewfinder. It's like it's glued to his face. Like he can't, God forbid he removes his eye from the finder. I think the shot of popcorn box is the worst, though.
Do they still do the bucket popcorns at your theater, or do you get bags?
I think it varies depending on, I guess, what they have in stock, maybe. Or
we got a bucket of popcorn when we went to go see Guardians, and it was nice, a nice little throwback, because normally we have bags at our theater.
Oh, yeah?
But I really dug the bucket.
Did you see it on a weekday?
Monday. Memorial Day.
I wonder if they have the bags for the weekend, since you have more patrons, and then the
perhaps
more expensive ones you use on the weekdays. I don't know.
But it sucked because it was a Planet of the Apes bucket. When I saw they had Guardians buckets in the back. I'm like, we're going to see Guardians. Give me a Guardian.
All right, next scene, we are at, where are we? We're at Jerry's apartment, and he's reviewing Kramer's work on his TV. They have the, like the video camera hooked up, and it's garbage. Footage is terrible. He wonders if Kramer even knows what a particular scene from the movie is even about.
Yeah, it's about a guy buying a loaf of bread.
No, bread is his soul. He's trying to buy back a loaf of his soul.
What? Where?
And Jerry has just a ton of dialogue here. He's like, I don't want you giving the tape to Brody, claiming that I shot it. He's become a bit of an auteur. He doesn't care about Brody's opinion. He wants to shoot his way for the 10-year-old out there who wants a bootleg that looked as good as Death Blow. Or, because his parent or guardian won't let him see the excessive violence and strong sexual content you and I take for granted. I didn't really sell it, but I feel like Jerry kind of ups his acting game in this scene.
He does. I do like this little monologue he goes on.
Well, it is played for laughs, of course. I don't know. Mm-hmm. He does a nice job. But Jerry doesn't commit to bootlegging Cry Cry Again until he hears a low point on the footage Kramer brought back.
Oh, man. Satin gum. That's a very popular line.
Now he has to. Now, I'm really glad we got to this scene here, or this moment in particular. This is before Elaine arrives. And it's a part in the episode that our listeners would really benefit from actually watching, not just playing it back in your head. Jerry wants to storyboard the whole bootlegging operation. Mm-hmm. And what happens next?
Now, do you remember I brought this up last week briefly?
Not only do I remember it, you've brought it up actually a few times. I never knew what you were talking about, despite you claiming I noticed it.
Okay, let's talk about it.
And it's all I'm saying is it was kind of eerie because I'm not kidding, dude. I've never noticed this before.
No, but did I dream it? Did somebody else tell me? I could have sworn it was you in college when Jerry says, I'm going to storyboard this whole thing. Where are my magic markers? Kramer says they're right here. Let's
back up a second. Let's figure out the blocking in case people don't know watch it. Jerry goes to the kitchen when he says, where are my magic markers? And as he has said that, Michael grabs the video camera from the TV and a bunch of markers.
That's what she said. That's what I thought originally. And when I got to the scene, I'm like, oh, here it comes. Go get a marker, boy. It looks as though we were both mistaken. Kramer, I believe, is unplugging the audio-video cables from the camcorder that are connected to the TV. But for the longest time, I vividly remember you saying to me in college and beyond, watch the scene because Kramer grabs the markers. They're in his hand. Jerry says, where are my magic markers? And Michael, being the quick thinker that he is to keep the scene going, throws them out of frame. But I was dead wrong. He is merely unplugging the component cables from the camera.
Wow.
So I am a moron, right?
A lot of twists and turns there, man. So,
but do you remember in college saying that at all?
No, honestly, I don't remember. And it's odd, too, because anything that I noticed or mentioned, I would obsess over,
Yeah. We rewound the tape, we watched it, but I mean, I guess I was watching up close today and I saw it was way off.
It's the, I don't know, what do you call them?
Those AV cables, the yellow and red.
RCA cables or whatever.
RCA, yeah.
All right, so we thought they were markers, and the narrative I played in my head was that in an earlier take, they forgot to put the markers back in the kitchen where Jerry was supposed to grab them, and Michael's like, oh, I'm going to screw up this take and get them out of the way. Wow. Okay. So we can cut all this out.
It's not really worth noting unless you're into this Seincast lore, but it has nothing to do with the show. Didn't happen. But I find it funny because it's a nice little college memory.
Or you think
for me.
It's a memory. Anyways, Elaine stops by to vent about George and her issues at work.
I have lost complete control of my staff. Why did I let George go to that party? I mean, we were having so much fun. I mean, we were whining, we were dining, we were dancing. What?
This you thing.
It's dancing.
No, that ain't dancing, Sally.
I dance fine.
You stink.
He doesn't know what he's talking about. Jerry? Jerry? I'm a good dancer, right?
I forgot to make my bed.
Jerry, do I stink?
All right, you're beyond stink.
But I really enjoy dancing.
And that's not helping either. That's why you're having trouble with your staff, not because of George.
It's that bad?
Have you ever seen yourself? Please, not in my home.
Another great scene.
Yes.
Great quotes by Kramer again. That ain't dancing, Sally. And you stink.
That moment when Jerry doesn't want to look at Elaine, and she's like, I'm a good dancer, right? Mm-hmm. I like how he's just like fidgeting with the oven dials.
Knobs on the oven. Mm-hmm.
Very similar. Oh, not that similar, but in terms of location to any Hennigans around here?
True, yes.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, Jerry steps out to throw away some garbage, and Elaine, after talking about her dancing, spots the video camera on the counter.
He was actually taking laundry down. I don't know if that's worth changing.
Oh, really? Laundry? Ooh.
Yeah, bag of laundry.
All right. Better shut her down. Let's cut over to Elaine's office. Elaine has sat Anna down and calls George on her speakerphone. And this is where we get that great, you don't want to know, and he's ironing his pants.
That was Jerry's addition to have George be ironing when he calls Anna.
Oh, really? Nice.
Yep.
I love that. Well, Elaine clears things up. She's sorry for trying to keep them apart. George is a good and decent person.
Pick up the phone, Elaine. Pick it up.
Never should have given the impression.
Pick it up.
You're a bad seed. You're a fine seed.
Elaine, get off the speaker.
So Elaine takes George off speaker and hears that, she's ruining everything for him. He wants her to say bad things about him, how he's a difficult seed, but Elaine refuses, doesn't have time for this, frankly. So before hanging up, she offers the phone to Anna, like, hey, you want to talk to him?
I'm a bad man.
Yeah. Anna just shakes her head like, nah, I'm okay.
Nah. Now, I had one thought with Elaine's motives here, and now I'm kind of thinking, I think I'm still right in my thinking. Mm-hmm. Elaine is being completely sincere here, right? That she was wrong in calling George a bad seed? Or is she somehow, now that she's aware of the situation, is still trying to get George away from her staff by realizing how Anna is wired? Does that make sense?
Which one do you believe?
I thought she was being sincere in her motives of, I was wrong. George is a really good egg. I just want you to know it, Anna. Be happy. Go. I approve of this relationship. Mm-hmm. Is that what you see as well?
Well, honestly, I think it could go either way, but I think based on what we see later, so spoilers, but Elaine filmed herself dancing and she realized I'm a horrible dancer. That's why everyone is laughing at me at work. Mm-hmm. And as a result of that, she brings Anna into her office and sincerely apologizes.
Yeah.
But just the tone of Seinfeld of these people just stabbing each other in the back, it works either way.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I like that last line. I'm a bad man. All right. Let's cut over to the Guild Theater once again. Kramer and Jerry are exiting the theater and meet with Brody in the lobby.
So where's the tape?
Oh, no, I didn't shoot this one. I'm just scouting the location.
I need
the tape.
You'll get your tape, but here's what I'm gonna need. I'm gonna need 3 cameras, 2 on the floor, 1 in the balcony, and I want headsets for the guys running them. I want to be able to talk to them.
Are you out of your mind?
Kramer,
Yeah, I
know.
It's okay. Yeah, look, Brody, Jerry wants to do the bootleg. He's dying to do it, but if you don't make him happy, the work suffers, and then nobody's happy.
Just shoot the damn thing so I can get it out on the street.
All right, that's it. I can't work like this.
Jerry.
I'm off the project.
Jerry! I want the tape.
Yeah,
Now this scene I love. This makes me think of like Jerry as Steven Spielberg with I'm gonna need 3 cameras, 2 guys on the floor, 1 in the balcony, and I want headsets for the guys running them.
Just so overproduced.
It's Jerry Nolan now.
Just shoot the damn thing so I can get it out on the street.
I can't work like this. I'm off the project.
The best Jerry moment, though, is before that when, when Jerry first mentions the headsets. I want to be able to talk to them. And Brody says, "Are you out of your mind?" And Kramer or Jerry's like, "Kramer, I can't."
Kramer.
He just puts his hands up.
And Kramer's like, "Okay, Jerry, I got this." Like he's going to speak on Jerry's behalf. He's his associate.
Or he's like the producer, right? Or the agent. Like, listen, if Jerry's not happy, no one's happy.
And the work suffers.
It's almost like he's channeling his old L.A. Hollywood side.
Perhaps, yeah.
A little bit. Kramer, I don't know how good he would be at the job, but he's really good at channeling, whether it's the manager for Miss America, Miss Rhode Island, or, I don't know, like how he works with Bet. You know what I mean? It's almost like that really appeals to the Kramer character.
He makes a good assistant, but yeah, he's very good at like placating the needs of others.
For sure. All right, let's cut over to Monks here. A pretty classic Seinfeld scenario where the characters are having 2 different conversations, but they're not hearing the other one. Mm-hmm. George has been demoted to the good boy. Anna has respect for him now, whereas Jerry complains about the bootleg business. It's not the same anymore. The kids are going to suffer. And Kramer joins them, and here's the moment I was kind of referring to earlier. He begs Jerry to do the bootleg since Brody is insane. But Jerry turns him down. He doesn't know what he was thinking doing something so illegal and dangerous. And this is when George's ears perk up when he hears dangerous. So, maybe I'm leaning more towards what you were saying earlier, that Kramer didn't realize Brody was insane until now. Like,
yeah,
maybe he just hasn't gotten to know the guy that well. And like you said, he always defends people and tries to look on the bright side of things. But
I think he does.
Either way, let's go over to the GTO.
I'm a bootlegger. Bootlegging a movie, baby.
And like the orthopedic back pillow, Anna finds some FiberCon on the floor.
Get out of my way. Chucks it out the window.
Right. All right, back to Jerry's apartment. We're all over the place here. I don't have a clip for the whole scene here, but I do have for the opening dialogue, which is fantastic.
Jerry, George got arrested.
What?
Yeah, he went down at the Beekman. He tried to lamb, but they cheesed him.
Oh, now I see.
That is a very famous line that I recall even people in college loving. George went down to the Beekman. He tried to lamb, but they cheesed him.
Brody is on his way up to the apartment, and Kramer and Jerry need to give him something. So they pull up footage of Cry Cry Again that Kramer shot. And for a brief moment, it looks decent. You got a shot of the Eiffel Tower until the tracking gets all messed up and the footage cuts over to Elaine dancing in Jerry's apartment.
Sweet fancy Moses.
Elaine taped over the whole ending of Cry Cry Again, and there's no time to think as Brody enters. So the guys just decide to hand the tape over. How'd it turn out?
Great.
Yeah, although the story kind of comes apart at the end there.
Yeah, out of nowhere, there's this lone dancer who appears to be injured.
Yeah, it's a disturbing image.
Yeah, so you cry, and then when you see the dancing, you cry again.
Right. Did you ever see the movie Forget Paris?
No.
With Billy Crystal and I forget the lead actress.
Andy McDowell? No.
Maybe it's like that type of actress from from like the mid 90s. But
okay,
we saw the poster at one of the movie theaters at the Paragon, I think. I don't know, last season or something. And I'm like, oh, maybe it's a Castle Rock movie. But wondering,
is it?
Well, what is the shot of the Eiffel Tower from? And it got me wondering if that was Forget Paris.
Okay.
That's the footage they used. Do you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Because like with, what was it? Channel, they used footage from The American President. Do you remember that?
Oh, right. Yes.
So I just wondered where they got this from, since it looked like a legit movie.
Oh, anyway. Deborah Winger. No, I'm looking up. I was wrong. It's not Annie McDowell. It's Deborah Winger.
Anyways, if anyone recognizes the shot of the Eiffel Tower, please let us know. All right, here we go. Probably the best thing to come out of this episode. Let's cut over to a police station. George and Anna sit on a bench while some pretty tough characters are being processed in the background.
It's all right, George. You'll just pay a fine and that'll be it.
Why did the policeman have to yell at me like that?
Anna. Elaine, thanks for coming to pick me up. I can explain everything.
All right, well, we'll talk about it tomorrow at the office.
Okay, where's my boy?
Oh, my God.
I'm sitting at home reading a periodical, and this is the call I get? My son is a bootlegger? Ow! Who put you up to this? Was it her?
All right, wait a minute. I think you've got it backwards.
My George isn't clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
You got that right.
What the hell does that mean?
That means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
You saying you want a piece of me?
I could drop you like a bag of dirt.
You want a piece of me? You got it!
Is this the same police station they used in The Beard?
Yeah, it looks like it, doesn't it?
Has the same layout. Mm-hmm. I would imagine they don't have too many police sets sitting back there.
It's similar for sure.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good. Let's say that. Okay. So what do I love about this clip? Everything. I love everything about this clip. Specifically, when my man Jerry Stiller comes into frame as, all right, where's my boy?
Oh my God!
Everything that ensues after that is pure gold. Just all-time great Seinfeld moments. Matt, go.
Yeah, well, dude, I think everyone knows this scene for a lot of reasons. First time we've seen Frank since The Doll, which is pretty crazy. Mm-hmm. He really comes out of nowhere. Just turns that corner.
He comes out of nowhere, yet he is like it's like, oh, they did mention his name. That's his car. So you know what I mean? Like they kind of plant the seed that he's around in the episode, but what a perfect utilization of Jerry Stiller just to come in for one scene. And he only has like 2 or 3 lines, and yet they are legendary.
Yes.
Although, sorry, go ahead.
It also adds to the whole Elaine Frank mythos, because I think early on when Frank and Elaine first met, we've always wondered, like, when did they start hating each other, or like what led to this scene exactly?
I think George told Elaine that Frank called her supercilious.
Right. And maybe like how things went down with the nail salon and the TV guide.
You got it.
It just kind of led to this moment, but
no one's touching my feet.
Apparently, like according to TV Guide at the time of reviewing this episode, did not care for this scene. And I wonder if a lot of, longtime Seinfeld fans felt, I don't know, kind of confused. Like, why would Elaine and Frank start brawling in a police station?
Well, we're in that zany period of Seinfeld, and I think it works perfectly. Mm-hmm. It is absolutely wonderful.
Right.
I must say, though, I think the bloopers that accompany the scene elevate the scene as well into what it is. So you can't not watch the scene without watching the bloopers, too.
Oh, dude. So I have a clip of the bloopers. So it's going to be a lot of fun for our listeners to, hear the original and then basically silence while Julia is cracking up. But I would put these bloopers in like the top 5 from the series as a whole.
I would concur.
Just because it's incredible. I never have seen Julia break down this hard in a scene before. It's incredible how seamless the cuts are in the final version.
Yeah, there's a nod to the editing of Seinfeld because because we know everybody cracked during the scene, you wouldn't be able to tell. It's seamless.
Right. So in reality, according to Julia and Jason, this scene took hours to film.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, here's the bloopers.
Who put you up to this? Was it her?
All right, wait a minute. I think you've got it backwards.
My George isn't clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
You got that right.
What the hell does that mean?
It means whatever the hell you want it to mean.
You're saying you want a piece of me? My George isn't clever enough to hatch a scheme like this.
You got that right.
What the hell does that mean?
Oh, come on.
What the hell does that...
Come on. Okay, let's go. Let's go.
You saying you want a piece of me?
Say that one more time.
You saying you want a piece of me? You saying you want a piece of me?
I can drop you like a bag of dirt.
You want a piece of me? You got it!
It's great because, in the episode, they freeze frame just before they collide. And in the blooper, they actually do collide and it turns into a hug.
Yeah, how and what a flip of the coin that these actors really admire each other. Everybody adores Jerry Stiller much like they do Julia, but it's a nice embrace and giggling and smiles. Yet it's a scene about taking out an old man.
Speaking of which, in the next scene, Jerry kind of talks to Elaine about that as they're walking to her apartment. Like, Elaine, he was an old man.
Well, he wrote the check and I cashed it.
Right. So is that really what went down? Like, did Elaine beat up Frank?
Yeah. And here's one for you. I didn't notice this.
He wasn't really a sultan. Sorry.
Watch Elaine's hand in this scene. She's kind of like rolling out her knuckles and grabbing her hand. Mm-hmm. Like someone who just punched something to kind of get the feeling back.
Right.
I never noticed that before, but she clearly cashed Frank's check.
She's really gone to the dark side. Like, I feel like this is more evidence.
Yeah.
To just, show how different Elaine is from the Larry days. But
this is her Kylo Ren moment. I don't know if I can.
Jerry stops by a bootleg vendor and he keeps Elaine, from seeing the bootleg version of Cry Cry Again for obvious reasons. But he sees his copy of Death Blow and actually gets complimented by the vendor.
You were big.
Still big. It's the bootlegs that got small. And as they enter Elaine's building, she says that, stuff is back to normal at work, but she still gets the vibe that people are mocking her behind her back. And sure enough, as they enter the building, everyone on the sidewalk has noticed Elaine and they start dancing with the little kicks. And then you got that great, like...
Oh, yeah. Hey.
I always look at the mailman. He's really going for it.
Yeah. Interesting little note here. We picked up the stage direction in the script for this particular scene refers to the pedestrians dancing as the Macarena. Hey, Macarena.
That's really clever.
It is. It's topical. It works. Syllables, colors, sheets.
I like that. The Macarena.
So, what do you think?
So, Moses, is this sweet or is this fancy?
I think this is pretty sweet and fancy.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I like this episode. I appreciate it, especially for the impact it's had on pop culture. I think
Yeah.
Anyone from the diehard to the casual Seinfeld fan knows about Elaine's poor dancing skills. And that's pretty difficult to do because there are plenty of Seinfeld episodes that we all know really well, but a lot of people don't remember at all because there's nothing as iconic as the kicks and the thumbs. So that's pretty cool, I think, and kind of raises up this episode for me. I love the Kramer Jerry plotline more than anything. I think that is so funny. In fact, the episode could have been called The Bootlegger or The Bootlegging.
Yeah.
I just love those two teaming up and kind of having like zany adventures. And it's not that memorable, but I love how when they're like, man, we're missing the death blow. To see Kramer and Jerry run back into the theater, I love that kind of slapstick comedy. It's like the Soup Nazi where, Cedric
they run
and
away
Bob,
from the street toughs.
Exactly.
Yeah, they don't run, they scamper.
Yeah, right. It just really fits the characters and the tone that they're going for, I think. But not too fond of the George storyline, even though Jason's performance is really good. And, outside of Elaine's dancing, I don't really find anything else too memorable about this episode.
Well, Jerry Stiller.
Take it away. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. The little kicks are one of the most notable things to come out of this episode and in the series. And the way like Peter Melman, contributed all these things to the lexicon and Spongeworthy, things that the casual will know. Everybody knows what a junior mint is, how it kind of was elevated in pop culture from Seinfeld. Little kicks are up there as well, which makes this such a memorable episode. Elaine's a great sport, or Julia's a great sport rather, for putting herself out there and just going for it. She did a hell of a job. And everything you said about the Jerry Kramer storyline, I really dig as well. Kramer with his lines this week, the death blow, and Corky Ramirez up on 94th Street playing pachinko.
Pachinko, yes.
All sorts of stuff like that. Really good stuff. Subtle good stuff. Mm-hmm. And Frank Costanza, for me, is what put this one over the top. So solid episode from start to finish.
Having said that, though, not going to crack the top 20 for me. What about you?
Nah.
Is that your Brody?
Yeah.
Okay. Before we leave, though, I wanted to give a shout out to one of our listeners, Eric Nash, who has put together a great spreadsheet. Basically, he looked at all of our rankings of episodes, and he's trying to figure out, when you combine our scores, what's like the master order of our favorite episodes, right? So I wanted to just mention these before we sign off. When you look at all of our rankings, The Outing is our number one episode. Okay. You have it at number 3. I have it at number 5. Next up, collectively, there's a tie between the Bizarro Jerry and The Contest. And then there's a tie between the Cheever Letters and the Hamptons. And then you have in 6th place, you have the Marine Biologist. And following that, you have the Label Maker at number 7.
Damn, that is a solid list of episodes right there.
For sure. So
that'd be our awesome mix, volume 1 of Seinfeld episodes.
Oh man, you're all over.
I just saw Guardians the other day, so forgive me.
But thanks to Eric for sending that in, and I hope he keeps us updated if the overall rankings change much. But yeah, I don't think many fans would disagree with the master list.
Yeah. All right, that's going to do it for us here on Seincast this week. Please feel free to send us an email at seincast@gmail.com. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, Instagram, or leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
Vinny, what episode do we have next week?
We are discussing the 5th episode of Season 8, The Package.
Opening.
But for now, I'm Vinny.
I'm Matt.
Signing off.
Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
The French guy fell off his bike. Oh, man, that's precious.